Pooja Kumari, Anvesh Chatterjee, Rima Kumari, Mr. Rishabh Tiwari, everyone. Okay, sure. Thanks. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Conference 2.7 on the topic Effective Marketing Strategies for Startups from Launch to Grow. We are delighted to have you all join us once again as we continue our exploration of this fascinating topic.
Indeed, it's wonderful to see familiar faces and new participants joining us today. We hope you had a restful day and are ready to dive into another session filled with insights and discussions.
Exactly, rightly said, Anjali. Today, again, we have an exceptional lineup of speakers who bring you a wealth of knowledge and practical insights to the group. Before we move ahead, we hope all of you have followed us on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. I hope so. Okay. If you're not done that already, do follow us right now without further delay to get automated updates on our upcoming conferences. Also, do subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can get the updates and recordings of our previous conferences too. So, now without further delay, let's introduce our esteemed speakers and panelists for today's session.
Our first speaker is Mr. Veer Vaidya, founder and career analyst at AnywhereGK.in. Mr. Vaidya's journey is not just about education, it's a commitment to empowerment. With an MBA from a top tier university and a track record of senior management positions in Fortune 500 companies, he brings a unique perspective to the table. His brainchild, AnywhereGK.in, is not merely a platform for exam preparation, it's a gateway to affordable courses and a testament to his belief in equitable access to education. So let's warmly welcome Mr. Veer Vaidya to share his wealth of knowledge with us today.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you.
Anjali. Am I audible to everyone?
You're audible, Mr. Vaidya, but I hope you could speak later on.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Next up, we have Mr. Vedant Vedpathak, the dynamic co-founder of Swanex and a LinkedIn growth strategist. His expertise extends beyond the conventional realms of content marketing. Mr. Vedpathak is a maestro in the arts of building brands in the social world, from professional video editing to effective content writing. He is an expert in every sense. Today, he joins us to unravel the mysteries of LinkedIn growth strategies and the evolving landscape of AI chatbot engineering. Let's extend a warm welcome to Mr. Ved Pathak and absorb the insights he has to share.
Our next speaker is Mr. Sagar Shah, CEO of Publicity Board. He is a renowned figure in the digital marketing industry and a LinkedIn top voice in the field. Mr. Shah has extensive experience managing ad spend over $1 million per month across multiple platforms. And he'll be sharing his insights in performance marketing and Publicity Board's mission to help digital marketing agencies achieve new heights.
Next up, we have Ms. Bianca Haputanti, a passionate marketing consultant with an impressive track record of over 12 years of experience in industries ranging from tea to real estate. She has led award-winning turnarounds for iconic brands. As a chartered marketer, her dedication to sharing knowledge and building strong brand memory structure is truly inspiring. Let's welcome Ms. Bianca with open arms as she imparts her wisdom and experiences.
Next, we have
Hi
Ms.
all.
Swastika Pandit. Hello, Ms. Bianca.
Hi.
Yeah. Moving ahead, we have Ms. Swastika Pandit, a forward thinking marketing professional with a wealth of experience. Currently pursuing a master's degree in marketing at Durham University, Ms. Pandit specializes in crafting comprehensive marketing strategies grounded in data analytics. Her journey through roles in e commerce, advertising, and digital marketing brings a unique perspective to our conference today.
Mr. Prajwal Arya is a seasoned marketing professional with over 5 years of experience who has contributed significantly to sectors ranging from automobile and FMCG to insurance, banking, and more. He has a strong academic background in computer science and information technology, which complements his marketing expertise surely. He is currently pursuing a master's in business administration, and obviously, Prajwal excels in crafting holistic marketing strategies, strategic media planning, and optimizing paid advertising. He is known for his innovative problem solving skills and is a sought after authority in the marketing scene. He is also a digital marketing instructor, wherein he dedicates time to educating the next generation of marketers. We are grateful for all of our panelists present and eagerly anticipate the valuable insights and contributions to today's conference. Would also like to inform all of you that the HR team will be conducting polls in the chat box throughout the session. Do actively participate in them. We do encourage active attendees. Let's start our discussion with our first speaker of the day, Mr. Abir Baidia. I would like to request Mr. Baidia, please commence his speech and share his insights with us.
So, thanks a lot, Mr. P. Shravan Kumar, the MD CEO, for inviting us, and also Ms. Anjali for contacting us for this particular great conference. It's a global conference, by the way. It's not limited to particular territory in India. So, first of all, you are from Hyderabad, and everybody loves Hyderabadi biryani. And there is always a tug of war between Hyderabadi biryani, Mumbai biryani, Lucknow biryani, and Kolkata biryani. The four states, four cities, the biryani is famous. Everybody knows, and biryani is famous all around the world. Now, give me an example why biryani is so famous. What is that particular marketing magnet? Why people are moving into biryani? Can you have any idea, any of you? Biryani is just like khichdi
Mouth
sometimes.
to mouth marketing, if I suggest.
First of all, yeah, absolutely. That is, I will tell you. First of all, everybody loves biryani because all the ingredients, for example, your mutton, your whatever, veg biryani or non-veg biryani, everything is involved. You do not have to buy extra, means all other things. For example, if you are buying a rice, if you are buying anything, again, you have to buy some dal, then makhni, then any other non-veg. Everything is involved in a single dish. The next thing, which is very important in marketing, is that the cities are doing the marketing, not the restaurants. For example, Kolkata biryani. For example, Awadhi biryani, Lucknow biryani, which we say, or your Hyderabadi biryani. So the cities are involved in the marketing for a long period of time since the Mughals. So the Mughals have done these things in marketing, and later on the Indians are doing the marketing. So the restaurants, if you are suppose you are starting a restaurant in suppose your Hyderabad, any Awadhi biryani or Lucknow biryani or Hyderabadi biryani, you will be getting immediate access to multiple pool of customers. So your marketing cost will come down. Just you have to put a banner that the biryani is available here. Now you can obviously price your biryani depending upon the location as per the 3 star, 5 star, 4 star, whatever the rating is. So brand pulling is very important as this particular session is effective marketing strategy. The keyword is very important. Effective. What is the effective marketing strategy? Launch. And another keyword to growth. Launch means zero. Growth means you are scaling up. For not only for the startups but also for SME companies. Because many of these startups say that we are startups, but all are MSME companies, micro, small, medium enterprises. And many other countries call it as a small and medium enterprises. India call it as MSMEs, but as per the United Nations, your what we say their own criteria that is also MSME, just like we have in India. So micro, small, medium enterprises. So all the startups, when they are in the beginning stage, they are the micro startups. Okay. So whenever you are doing a startup with zero cost marketing, I will give, because we keep on giving these examples in our courses, in our coaching. I will give absolutely live example of what your Anjali has given to us. Okay. Anjali contacted us with zero cost marketing, which we say DM, direct messaging. Okay. It's a zero cost marketing, but it can be also beneficial for the company because it can save your cost, but it can also be very slow process because see, whenever you are doing zero cost marketing, you have to do everything manually. Sometimes you have to reach more and more people. You have to find, it's not possible to find each and every person who is actually knowledgeable and also relatable for that particular topic. So here manual processes are more involved, but yes, nowadays you can also use AI ways so that you can find more and more LinkedIn profiles which are matching as per your conferences or your meetings or your business, whatever things are available. So in this particular conference, I will be showing you some PPTs, which is very, very important and also interactive. So let's see. So is it visible, this particular slide?
Yes, it is.
Okay, fine. So this is the effective marketing strategy for startups from launch to growth. So my name is Professor Abhi Bhatia. I'm the founder and director of ACTS Consulting, and under that, your Anywhere GK is the particular brand. So before we jump for this particular topic, we will very soon we will conclude the topic. Marketing is a cost. Everybody should know that marketing is a cost. For example, whenever we try to hire some digital marketing students from multiple colleges, they don't know what is marketing. They think that, oh my God, I will do marketing. Oh my God, okay, some graphics or some post I will post on some LinkedIn and I will get huge amount of leads. Marketing is ultimately a cost. Okay, you have to talk with your clients, you have to generate the leads, and also you have to do the sales. Sales is the major component in any of the marketing. Okay, whatever you are doing, branding, all sorts of things. Okay, for example, I told about the biryani. Okay, Kolkata biryani, your Lucknow biryani, or if you go to other countries, suppose you are going for your US, you are selling McDonald's. Okay, McDonald's is a brand, but ultimately it has to sell, right? Ultimately, end of the day, you have to sell and get the revenue. You have to get the profits for the company. Quick facts. Everybody knows about Byju's. Byju's is an edutech company in India. It has spent more than 1 billion in marketing. What is the ROI? Nothing. ROI means in revenue, it has got huge amount of revenue, but profits, end of the day, your net salary, that is called profits, zero. Till date, Byju's has already terminated 4,000 employees because it is not a profitable venture. And tuition classes, for me, is absolutely, it's not a business. Okay, it's not going to be a future business very soon. How to lower the cost of marketing? That is very important because the topic is very relevant here. All small businesses spend 60% and more.
Sorry to interrupt, Mr. B. I guess the slides are not moving.
Okay, just wait.
Yes, it's moving now. We are on the
Right.
second slide.
Yeah. So Byju's, everybody knows. So I told about Byju's. So how to lower the cost of marketing? I will tell you a little bit later. All small businesses spend 60% in marketing. So I thank all the distinguished guests. India's growth in digital marketing, very, very important. MSME or SMBs. SMBs means small, medium businesses contribute in digital economy more than 50%. I'm talking about India right now. Now, very important that everybody knows about Ashwini Grover. Is it visible to everyone?
Yes, it is.
Okay, fine.
We have second slide, so yeah, we can see
Yeah,
the
this
second slide.
one. Right. So Ashwini Grover, everybody knows about Ashwini Grover. He's very famous for his speeches and some controversial topics also. He was the ex-founder of Bharat Pay, and today I found that there was another controversy of Bharat Pay with him. Indians need everything at cheap price, which should also be in a small size, and even after that, our consumers look out for discounts. So suppose you are starting a business, you have the funds, or if you do not have huge amount of funds, then if you are getting a customer who is spending less money for your product, then how will you earn more and more money? That is very important. That is the reason why Ashwin Robert told here is that Indian consumer, the unit cost comes down whenever you are going for the marketing. Okay, means a customer in India पैसा खर्चा कम करता है इंडिया में customers. And इंडिया में आपको जो profit है revenue है वो कम मिलेगा. Until and unless your brand becomes more and more visible among multiple people. Even though India has 1.4 million people, but the paying customers, if you see the GST collection, you will get all the details there. So how to allocate marketing for the startups, how to allocate and plan your marketing strategies, marketing strategies for the startups. Always hire skilled employees for your company. Obviously, if you are hiring skilled employees, that particular employee can do multiple tasks because your startups has less fund or very minimal fund. Define your target audience. Now, see, whenever you are creating your startups, you already have a mindset that I have a MVP. What is MVP? Minimum viable product. I am not going to open multiple products. For example, when Apple got started, Apple had only few products. That is the reason why it became profitable very soon. Create a compelling brand identity, just like Apple, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, brand identity. Brand identity means it can be recallable brand. You can easily recall the brand. Yamaha, Toyota. Build best digital business strategies. Now, how you can build best digital business strategies? This particular topic is for offline marketing also and for online marketing also. Okay, so that is the reason why I have included both of them. Digital business strategy can be done if you have your own company, individual company, single sole proprietor or something like that. Build a very good profile in your LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. Create YouTube videos, engaging content so that people can directly approach you. Okay, that is called brand persona of your company as well as you. If you have some money funding, create some team, and that particular team will handle all the multiple tasks. One team will handle social media marketing, another team will handle lead generation, another team will handle your calling or cold calling, your or connecting with multiple people or stakeholders, and they will bring the revenue. So there are multiple. Everybody knows about 4 P's of marketing. How many of you know 4 P's of marketing? Let me. If anybody is learning MBA or some BBA, what are the 4 P's of marketing? Anybody knows this thing? Can you just raise your voice? 4 P's of marketing. You can open your mic and raise your voice. What are the 4 P's of marketing? Anyone?
So I think it's product, place, price, promotion.
What is your name?
I am Bianca. I'm a speaker in the
Oh
panel
yeah,
today.
yeah, absolutely. Any students? Absolutely. Any students are there? Anyone? Yeah. Any students want to convey what are the 4 P's of marketing? If you know, otherwise we will move. Right, absolutely correct. What is your name? Akash, fine, absolutely good. So backgrounds is, see, everybody who has Bianca also told that 4 P's of marketing. Okay. See, effective marketing strategies. Product, what is your product? Okay, if you have single product, is okay. If you have multiple products, which we say SKUs, stock keeping units, that is also important. Place, for where I am going to sell. Is it Africa? Is it Asia? Is it North America? Okay, or is it my own store, local store? Promotion, what type of promotion? Offline, online, and price. What is the pricing strategy? Offline pricing strategy in Amazon is a little bit different as compared to multiple own sites. For example, if you are if you have seen Adidas selling their own T-shirts. If you go to Adidas stores, their pricing may be a little bit different as compared to online pricing in Amazon. So pricing is very important. If you know about Geo, many of the Indians know about Geo. Okay, Geo's pricing strategy is penetration pricing. I will reach to the garib se garib mere ko pahunchna hai. I have to reach to the poorest of the poorest people in India to give them free internet as well as lowest of the lowest your telecom whatever services. So marketing is crucial for startups as it helps bring brand awareness, attract customers, and drive growth. But in marketing, which is very important, branding. As a small company, we face multiple challenges like funding, credit, good customers, means paying customers, which we say in your Pareto principle 80-20 rule. 80% customers will pay you less, 20% customer will always pay you more. So always try to give more impetus to your 20% customers. Target market, obviously very important, your demographics. MVP, minimal viable product, best employees. You cannot do everything by yourself. You are the operations manager, you are HR, you are everything cannot be handled by a single person. Who can make sales? Sales team should be different. Production, supply, government taxes, legal department, profits. So multiple things are involved whenever you are starting a entrepreneurship. So many people think that entrepreneurship is very easy. No, it's not easy. Here are some marketing strategies for startups from launch to growth, which is essentially for O2O business or any small and medium business. Now, anybody knows about what is O2O business? Raise your voice and tell your name. Anybody who knows about O2O business?
One to one, if I'm right.
offline and online. Okay. As I told you, Adidas has offline stores. Adidas also has online websites as well as it is also selling on Amazon. So it is an omni-channel business. O2O means offline, online, omni-channel way of doing business. You are reaching more and more clients, more and more customers. You are not limited to a single location. Define your target audience. Okay, we will just so define your target audience, understand who is your target or customers, their demographics, which I already give you in the previous slides. Interests. Okay, I want only Hyderabadi biryani, not Kolkata biryani. This is my interest. Pain points. Now customers have pain points. Whenever you are going to a doctor will check your pain points. This will help you tailor your marketing messages and campaigns specifically for them. For example, STP, segmentation, targeting, and positioning. Those who are the panelists, they know. Okay, these things. Define your target audience. So there are some your graphics. So this is not important. Create a compelling brand identity. Develop a unique brand identity that reflects your values, mission, benefits using omni-channel. Sorry for the mistake of this word. Strategies. For example, you are a personality. Okay, I want to buy only Audi cars. I'm not very comfortable with your Maruti or Tata or your BMW. I want your Audi cars. So as same as you have a personality, a brand should also having a personality. I want to buy a Apple iPhone. I do not want a Xiaomi phone or any Samsung phones. For example, there are multiple brands which have a great brand record. For example, if you go in US, that is Dunkin' Donuts, Firefox, which is more secure than Chrome, which we're using right now. Toyota is a famous car brand, and Udacity. Udacity is a US brand, which is one of the best edutech companies in the world. Okay. Build best digital brand strategy. Invest in building a professional website that is easy to navigate and showcase your products and services. Okay. Now, anybody want to tell why websites are important? Professional website. Anybody? Already everything is given in the infographics, but still anybody want to add extra things?
In website, all the details will be there, and then we can collect all the details. So,
Continue. Yes, sir. Please tell your name and then continue. Yeah, please tell your name and then you can continue.
sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone is hearing you.
Actually, I was getting a call, and then I was traveling.
It's
That's why.
okay. It happens. It happens. It happens. Everybody, everywhere there is these things happens. So
In the
this.
website, so we can collect all the product details, we can know about it, and then we can
Mm-hmm.
purchase it, like products, and then if you want to
Absolutely.
study, so we can collect all the studies details, course
Mm-hmm.
details, and then
Mm-hmm.
the quiz details, everything we can know it. So it
Right.
will
So
help a lot.
what is your name?
Shweta,
Shweta. So have you gone to Indian Railway website?
which one, sir?
Indian Railways website?
No, sir.
Any website where you actually go each and every time frequently? Can you name it?
So actually, I
Flipkart,
will.
Amazon. Okay, like these
I
websites.
So recently I have searched which one website? A study.en website that is related to German universities.
Okay. So it may be
And then
having a form where you will be putting your name, your details, right? I guess.
yes, some websites ask for it.
Right. That is called call to action, where you will be filling your leads, and that leads will be available in the backend to the sales department or the lead generation department. Sometimes many of the sales department also work with the social media marketing department. So these leads are actually beneficial because we also collect the leads, okay, so that we can create
Uh,
personalized messages and
Sorry to
calls.
interrupt, Mr. Veer.
Yeah.
It's already time, so if you just can wrap your
Yeah, we
speech.
can. Yes, obviously, we will conclude it absolutely. So, first of all, you will be collaborating with expert knowledge providers, complementary businesses, collaborate with industry experts who have a substantial online following as well as align your brand. Additionally, consider partnering with complementary businesses to cross promote each other's products or services using sponsorships, very important, co branding and merchandising. Allocate around 40% of your marketing budget to paid advertisement platforms such as Google Ads, Facebook Ads, because this will be effective as well as lower the cost of marketing. Thank you.
Sir, by filling up the forms, so they will contact us. They will send the emails,
Right.
and then they will send the messages.
Excuse me, Mr. Vaidya, I would like to request you to
For
share your
the
email ID in the chat box so that if anyone has any
Absolutely,
queries,
absolutely.
just straight away reach out. Sure.
Absolutely.
Anjali, if you may continue, please.
Okay, moving ahead, I would like to invite Mr. Vedant to commence his speech.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Can you confirm that I am completely audible and visible?
Yes, you're audible and visible.
Okay. So, thank you, Mr. Shakti Kumar and Ms. Anjali Singh for inviting me to this amazing conference of marketing strategies from launch to growth. And today I would be sharing some of the very important aspects of developing a personal brand on LinkedIn and why I say that you can unlock your secret superpower using the platform of LinkedIn to build professional and personal connections and growth. So I would be sharing a PPT. Just is it visible?
Yes.
Okay. So, good evening, and I'm a LinkedIn growth strategist, and I provide content on LinkedIn and use this platform for last 1 year, and this platform has immensely helped me in both my personal and professional aspect. Like I am I'm working on a startup called Swanix, where we provide content creation and marketing solutions for startups. And this platform particularly has helped me to unlock various aspects of developing or cracking into the aspect of sales or navigating through various clients and developing the desired result. So today's my content will be on the topic the LinkedIn advantage, unleashing the secret power within. So I want to ask, what is LinkedIn and how does it work? What all you have got an idea about LinkedIn? So in short, you can comment or you can.
So yeah, LinkedIn helps us finding jobs and then connect with the business people. So with the other clients and then other companies, so we can connect over it, and then they can also connect if we apply for the job. So they will call us. And then we can upload our biodata as well. So they can contact and then we can find the jobs as well.
Right, right. Correct. You are correct. And absolutely. There are also various aspects on which LinkedIn can help one to grow. Is the PPT is completely visible? Can anyone react so that I can confirm it?
Yes, it's completely visible.
Okay. So, so LinkedIn is a platform which helps one to grow in various professional aspects because LinkedIn is a platform where all people are there to develop professionals connections. Like if everybody is comfortable in Hindi, I would try to explain. Like बहुत सारे जो लोग होते हैं, they use various platforms for different uses. Like हम लोगों ने Instagram use किया है, we use Facebook, we use Twitter, and every platform has their own वर्किंग एल्गोरिदम लाइक हम लोग इंस्टाग्राम पे क्यों जाते हैं वी गो देयर टू स्पेंड सम टाइम टू चिल वॉच सम कंटेंट and we go on Twitter to share our opinion and comments. But LinkedIn is a platform where people come to develop, to give and take business. So LinkedIn is a platform where everybody is coming to develop their professional contacts or to build their professional contacts. सो हम लोग जब लिंक्डइन के प्लेटफॉर्म के बारे में बात करते हैं तो इट इज समथिंग विच हेल्प एवरी इंडिविजुअल कि वो अपने प्रोफेशनल जर्नी में कैसे ग्रोथ करता है. तो The more time you spend on this platform, the more benefit it will give. Uh, from my personal experience, provide spending my time on this platform, giving content or providing content on this platform has helped me to reach out to many people. Like if I say, if you are consider you are if you are a college student and you want to enter into the professional world, while you're studying in your college days, you can reach out to many professional individuals to get to know about the market reality, to get to know about what is going on in the professional world. If you are if you are running a business or a startup, you can connect to various different people, share their opinions, you can develop business networks. Also, there my second point is that LinkedIn has strong communities. Various people like आप अगर समझो startup में हो, if you are working in a startup, if you are working in any business, if you are of any other profession, such as if you are a psychologist, if you are a lawyer, if you are someone in the field of suppose manufacturing sector. So LinkedIn पे there are various communities or there are various groups जिसका part होके you can share your views, you can get knowledge from that, and you can connect to the people. Once you get connected to these people, it opens a door of unlimited opportunities to collaborate on various projects, to reach out to them, and it unlocks various opportunities for business and sharing knowledge. So I say, like, अब बहुत सारे लोगों ने ये कोट दे मस्ट हैव हर्ड, लाइक योर नेट वर्थ इज योर नेटवर्किंग. सो आपका जो नेटवर्क है दैट डिपेंड्स हाउ व्हाट इज योर नेटवर्क. सो इफ यू वांट टू इंक्रीज योर नेटवर्क, यू हैव टू इंक्रीज योर नेटवर्क. आपके पास हर फील्ड के यू शुड बी कनेक्टेड टू द वेरियस पीपल ऑफ डिफरेंट फील्ड्स. लाइक if you are in a startup and you want to get connected, suppose I am building a product, I must be connected to people who are better in that field. So to reach out to them, to learn from them, or to get connected to them, or invite them to join in my business, LinkedIn is the best platform in which you can do that. You can approach them. So LinkedIn provides us this opportunity or this what we say uh, skill to approach others and to get connected with them. Now moving forward, so I say LinkedIn is insanely powerful. Why so? Because, uh, like as Shweta said, it for people it provide job opportunities, placements, or internship. There are various job opportunities on LinkedIn. First aspect of LinkedIn is they provide you job opportunities. If you are looking for any role or any position in a company, there are various job opportunities listed. Many a times you apply them, and there is a good chance you get selected in those. Apart from that, as an individual, it helps you to build your own personal brand. Like
Vedant, you're not audible. You're stuck. You just rejoin once, or maybe reload your screen once. Even that would be a pleasure. And if you can just drop Vedant a DM. By that.
Yes.
Vedant will be joining us in a second. Till then, I would like to request all the attendees as well as my fellow speakers to have a sip of water. And here we have opinion poll in the chat box. Sure, Vedant, you can begin.
am I audible? Was I disconnected?
Yes, there was some network issue, got disconnected.
Oh,
You can continue the speech.
okay. Can anyone let me know where was the last point? Last point I shared.
I think it was slide Three or four.
Okay. So as I was saying, LinkedIn can help you in various aspects like developing your personal brand. Also, can help you in fundraising, because when you are developing a startup, many a times fundraising is a necessity, and there are various aspects like you can apply to various fundraising uh, portals. This LinkedIn platform can be a useful source to raise funds as well. You can reach out to people who are providing, like, to the VCs, to the angel investors directly on LinkedIn. There is the direct DM section on LinkedIn which you can use. You can draft a very good message so that people can get notice you, and you can reach out to using this platform. Also, I was mentioning LinkedIn will be a very helpful platform to get clients for businesses. Then the most important aspect of LinkedIn is to develop a personal brand, because when you have a personal brand you develop your own community. If you are an entrepreneur who wants to sell his services or product, you require a community. As we discussed, like, if we consider an example of Red Bull, Red Bull is a energy drink company, but it has a community where people who want to achieve very big thing in their life, they are the part of this community. So companies who want to sell more or who want to grow, they focus on building their own community so that they can bring like-minded people together. Posting content or developing your personal brand on LinkedIn helps you give this power, that you build a community which sees your content, which interact or engage with your content, and with this it will help you to develop your own personal brand. It can help you in various aspects: get connected to people or to reach out to them. If you are launching a new startup, if you're launching a new business, if you have anything new in the field, people will get noticed to it. So how to do it? Personal branding is, just a moment. Yes. So the most important aspect of developing connections or making a personal brand on LinkedIn is that sending connection request. Most of the time people make mistake, like they just visit a profile and they just click the connect option. uh, Many a times lot of people just say send connection option, but I say instead of connections send personalized invite notes. बहुत बार कैसा होता है, like suppose if I am a person, if sending a connection request to a very big personality, सब लोग उनको connection request भेज रहे हैं, so my chances of getting the request accepted would not be more. But if I send a personalized invite, there is this option in LinkedIn. When you visit someone's profile and click on connect, there is this section available called personalized invite. So you can write anything related, like I always write this thing: I would love to connect with your professional network. This simple tagline helps us to separate us from various crowd. Like जब मैं ये किसी को भेजता हूँ, तो my chances of getting selected or getting my request accepted by others increases. और उसके बाद the next point is to develop a personal brand, increasing in engagement, like to share, like read post. If you want to get connected with a person, comment on his post, comment about what you liked it, what you learned about from that post, and share with your own community. Also, the most important aspect of developing personal brand is to post content. तो कंटेंट पोस्टिंग इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अब आप अपना जो आप अभी कंसिडर योर सेल्फ एज एन इंडिविजुअल, यू कैन पोस्ट कॉन्टेंट इन वेरियस फील्ड्स. If I am a founder or in a food sector, so I can share my content in the food industry. I can share about the aspects which I am covering. I can share knowledge basically. If you are a teacher, if you are somebody from a sport industry, anything. So sharing your content helps you to build up your own community. Slowly, gradually, you can build your community by getting more and more viewers to your content. Apart from that, you can share. There is the second type of content called personal achievements.
Anjali, is Vedant available? Audible?
No, he's not audible. Just a minute.
I think it's a common network issue. Even you are facing video errors. Okay, fine, no issues. Thank you, Mr. Vedant, for your insightful speech. Please do share your email address in the chat box so that if any of our audience has any questions or seeks further information, they could straight away reach out to you one on one. Moving on, let's welcome Mr. Shagar Shah to share his thoughts and provide us with his insights.
Thank you, Shravan, for having me here. Let me just take over and share my screen. All right, amazing. So, we are today talking about, the uh, how to effectively market your startups, or how do you effectively, market your company as on a lean budget, on a small budget that you have. So, the most important aspect of any marketing is the ROI, of course, right? So what I have done is I've put together this presentation that will help you get maximum ROI irrespective of the budgets that you have. You could be spending, let's say, 10,000 or 1 lakh, or maybe even, let's say, 10 lakh a month on marketing. Whatever your budget is, there are a few basics that you can ensure to get maximum ROI, right? So before that, let's hear one of the real time case study or real life story kind of a thing, right? Uh, so this is about Gymshark. So Gymshark is one of the top activewear companies from the UK, and it was founded by Ben Francis in year 2012. And if you look at it, in just 8 years, they have raised their valuation to over $1 billion. They even have a Wikipedia page, and they have a lot of online presence. If you just Google Gymshark story, you'll get to learn more about it, right? Uh, their main strategy, of getting to where they are today was content on social media. So they were sharing a lot of content on social media. They were really active, but the actual reason for the success was a focus on a specific target audience. You have seen a lot of brands. Whenever we talk about starting, whenever we talk about marketing, people say, I want to market to everybody. I can help anybody who needs XYZ services. I can help anybody who needs my product or my services. But that's not the case, right? You really have to pick your target audience and stick to them and make yourself as relevant and as transparent as possible to them, so that you guys kind of become buddies practically. So I'm sure we all have one brand that we are loyal to. We kind of relate to that brand whenever that comes out, right? We are always excited about it and all that. So that's the idea, right? And of course, in their case, their target audience was young, fitness enthusiastic individuals who were equally passionate about fashion, right? So fitness plus fashion was what they were going behind with, right? So that's the whole idea. So now, how do you get that clarity? Especially when you are starting out as a small business, as a startup, or maybe let's say you have a client or somebody who's not tech savvy. So how do you get that clarity? It's really simple, rather. This is more like a simpler version of 4 P's of marketing that we saw earlier. You need to know who your target audience is. You need to find the best place to market them, and then you need to write a compelling message for them. So if I know these 3 things, my marketing is all sorted, and I can hope to achieve the maximum ROI for whatever the marketing budget, for whatever the marketing channel that I have chosen for myself. So let's get that clarity for you guys, right? So first off is target audience. Now, if you are just starting out and have less than 10 clients, you should probably stick to the top 2 questions, where you should ask yourself, what does your dream client look like? What are the kind of the clients that I want to work with? And what are the kind of clients that I do not want to work with? Especially if you find yourself answering, in a way like, I can help anybody who needs my services, you should definitely think about the people whom you don't want to work with. We all have certain kinds of people like, no, it's okay, I can let go of this particular sale. I'm not really willing to work with them, right? And if you don't, you should have. If you have more than 10 clients, you can probably add the 2 additional questions. One is, you can look at your past clients, the past 10 clients, and realize what they have in common. So that will help you identify those common attributes that you can have for yourself. And you can also look at your best clients. Like, just think, why do you love working with a particular client, right? If you have at least 10 clients, I'm sure you have one client with whom you love working with. Whenever there is a call with a client, whenever there is a new message from the client, you get all excited. You are like, oh wow, maybe I have a new opportunity, or you get freaked out whenever your client says, hey, we need to talk. So all those kind of things. So you need to, now it's all about understanding why you love working with them, getting into that why. Maybe they are big, maybe they have particular trait, maybe they're patient enough, maybe they pay you well, whatever it is, right? So these are the things. Then you will define your target customer, right? So it all goes back to basics, understanding the demographics, and then further drilling down into the attributes, right? So for example, if you are, let's say, an orthopedic doctor, you could say my target market is a married man over 45 years of age who works outside, and the two key attributes would be they have a chronic kidney pain and they have not had a knee surgery so far. So you see how well defined this is. So now, if I was an this particular doctor, I would always look out for men who are more than 45 years old. Maybe I would go out to the parks in the morning and put out my banner over there. That's the best place for me to be there, right? So that's the whole idea. And this is advanced analysis. Maybe you can cover this after the call, but you can also realize what their duties and responsibilities are. Try to get to know your customers better. I mean, one of the things that we always do is imagine their day, a day in the life, and see what do they do from the moment they wake up to the moment they go back to sleep, and what everything they could be doing. Just imagine. You don't have to be right, but you just have to imagine yourself and try to put yourself in their shoes, right? So that's the whole idea. Now let's talk about place. So now we know our target audience. We need to figure out what is the best place to market them. Where can I market them? And the best first question you need to ask yourself especially when you're considering online or digital marketing is, where do you believe they spend the time online? Are they always active on Instagram scrolling reels? Are they on LinkedIn trying to find clients for themselves? Are they on Facebook maybe chatting with their school buddies? Or, are they just on WhatsApp? Just maybe doing transactional messages. They're not really phone savvy or tech savvy, which I really find hard to believe. But yeah, that's the idea, right? Maybe if you have, let's say, past customers, more than 10 customers, you could ask them, how did they find you? you know I mean, of course, if they say I just googled you, that's the kind of thing you just want to rule out because everybody's on Google. But then, maybe somebody would say, I mean, some of my customers found me through LinkedIn. So they're like, hey, I saw one of your posts reshared by my connection, and I really had a need and I wanted to talk to you. So I usually get kind of thing. We also are a Clutch winners. Clutch.co is a directory, right? And what happens is we are a top 10% in Clutch, so people usually find us through Clutch as well. So that's the whole idea, right? So you really need to ask your customer if you have them. If not, you have to kind of, it's more of a self-realization that you have to do. And then on the advanced basis, what you can do is, of course, Google is our friend. So you can just list down the top 15 searches that you think people would be searching, or search terms that people would be typing when looking for your business and services, basically products and services, right? And then maybe it's just all about drilling down from that. Maybe let's say a restaurant, they would say restaurant near me. Earlier we saw biryani, so they would say Hyderabadi biryani near me or Lucknowi biryani near me, right? So those are the kind of search terms. So that will help you understand and create your website and other online presence better. So now we know our target audience, we know our place. Now let's move to the more difficult part, which is the message. What should you tell them? For example, let's say Shravan here is my target audience. What should I tell to Shravan so that he's interested in talking to me for further? We all call it elevator speech or 30 seconds or whatever. Now, you have to be specific, guys. See, for example, one of the bad examples is a health coach who helps their client lose weight and live more active lifestyles. I mean, that's common. There is nothing unique about it. But then what if we redefine it to a holistic health coach who helps busy working women with emotional habits and food, addictions? Now, this is more specific, right? So she is more specific to women. She is more specific to women's with, emotional eating habits. Whenever they are sad or upset or something, they eat a lot. I mean, a lot of people do that. But then they're again sticking to a particular gender. So you see, now they are very specific. So all the content, everything that she says has to go and relate to this particular women. Maybe she can talk about juggling house chores along with the work lifestyle. So that could be relatable to them as well. So the quick formula is your industry, your market segment, your ideal prospect, and the reason or the pain point. That's the formula that you want to apply. So, for example, if you are a B2B lead generation agency, your industry will be digital marketing, market segment will be LinkedIn lead generation, your ideal prospect will be B2B small business owners, and the pain point that you could be solving is, they have a trouble generating consistent flow of leads. So now you see, now you're more niche specified, and now I can say like, hey, I'm a holistic lead generation company for small business owners who struggle to generate consistent flow of leads, and make them free from all that burden, right? So that kind of makes me more specific. Now let's go to the pain points that you solve. So now see, now you know who your customer is. Now let's get to know them better. Now, you need to really ask yourself what frustrates them if they don't achieve their goals. What do they feel like? Are they angry? Are they sad? Are they frustrated? Again, frustration is a very common answer that we get. So try to avoid that, but get more specific over there. What causes them stress? What really causes them stress? Let's address this with an example. So, for example, let's say if you're a graphic designer, the frustration your client could be facing would be unattractive creatives even after spending hours on these things, Canva. I mean, I'm not a creative guy, so even if I'm spending hours on Canva, I'll still come out with maybe a creative with red and black combination. It will be very pathetic. That's the idea, right? Or maybe they have so many templates on Canva that they're confusing and they don't know which to choose from. So maybe that's the frustration. Now, what causes them stress? Time waste. They have spent hours and hours, but still no results. So that's the main reason for their stress. But then, what caused them money? A bad creative. With, I mean, even after doing all this, they have a bad creative, and which won't serve the purpose. So that's kind of costing them money. So now you know your customer better. As a graphic designer, you know that you want to tell them that if you have a bad creative, you might lose your marketing campaign. You might turn away people who might be interested in you. But now, because you have a pathetic creative and immature looking creative, they're like, this is just an upcoming brand. I'm not really interested in talking about that. Right? So that's the idea. So now that you know your customer, you know their pain points, you need to know what makes you unique, what makes them choose you. And we all struggle with USPs, and we all have a habit of going behind the price when it comes to USP, but price is not the USP, right? There is a formula which kind of I have realized for the USP: your passion, your strength, and your opportunities. When you combine these three things, you can get your USP very easily. So I'm going to give you an example with me, because it's a really personalized exercise that you have to do for yourself. So your passion. So you have to go back to the basics and realize why you actually started the business. What made you realize that, okay, I need to solve this particular problem, and that's why I want to start this business. Or maybe a topic that you are never tired of talking about. Maybe, let's say, even if I wake you up at 2 a.m. in the morning, and if I ask you to talk about the topic, you'll be like, out of your sleep and, fully awake as if you just had a 10 shots of espresso. So you need to really get into that kind of a mode, right? So for me, it's all about setting up a process, efficient team structure, and having a happy team. So I'm all about teams. My company has an amazing team, and I'm really proud about them. So that's my passion. I'm never tired of talking about them. Now you have to realize your strength. What is it that you have that others don't? Maybe they have, but what's your strength? We all have our strengths and weaknesses. I'm sure this is a very famous interview question as well. My strengths are, I'm great at sales, and I'm amazing at team management. So these are the two important aspects that I'm amazing at. So these are my strengths. And then I have to now identify my opportunities. So now I have to see where I can help with my passion and my strength, where I can add value in the business or in the industry in general, right? So for example, in my case, my prospects always have a broken process, which often leads to inconsistent results and errors, because they have a broken process. So this kind of frustrates agencies. Sometimes clients even leave the agency. So that's the problem. That's the opportunity that I have. Second, some of the agencies that I talk to, they don't have any technical expertise. They don't know anything about marketing. They are good at sales. Maybe they have money and they're investing in all kinds of teams, but they don't really know the technical expertise. So these are the two opportunities that I have. Now, all I have to do is combine them all together. And then now I have my USP. So my USP is scalable efficiency. So I can help agencies scale with efficiency, which is something that nobody else does. And I can give expertise on demand. So whenever they need it, I can always fill in a gap in a way that's flexible to them. So you see, using my passion, strength, and opportunities, I have created a USP, and I'm sure with all the 30 odd people over here, uh, they cannot match this, because this is something that's unique to me, and this is the main reason why people even come to me and turn their heads towards me, right? So this is the whole exercise that you need to do, and once you have this clarity, no matter your marketing channel is, whether you're advertising online, offline, Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, wherever, you will have a clarity to visualize how you can get maximum ROI for whatever the budgets that you have. So this is a whole thing. And yeah, and of course, ultimately you have to bring it all together, don't you? So for example, based on my USP, my message usually is I help marketing agencies handle their clients better using our superior client management guarantee so they can stop focusing on attending project emergencies and instead focus on growing their business. It's a very, very clear message. And whenever I say this message, I can turn any heads of any marketing agency owner. I mean, a lot of people usually get attracted to this, and this is a real problem. If you are one of the marketing agency owners, you will definitely relate to this. So that's the whole idea, right? So you see how on a structure by structure basis, I came from nothing to a very compelling message. Now I know the place to sell it, and now I know whom I want to tell it to as well. So that's the whole with the presentation. If you want this particular worksheet, you can always connect with me on LinkedIn and I'll be happy to, share them. So you could either Google me or scan the code to, connect with me on profile. So yeah, thank you. Thank you, Priyansh and Anjali.
Thank you, Mr. Sagar, for the amazing speech. Please share your email address in the chat box, and if any of our audience would like to connect with you, they can reach out to you via the email.
Sure.
Moving ahead, I would like to invite Ms. Priyanka to commence her speech.
Bianca, you're not audible. If you could just unmute yourself.
Sorry. Hi, am I audible to everyone?
Exactly, you're audible now.
Great. So I'm just going to grab the screen and share it with you. Can you see my screen?
Yes,
Hello?
Yes, we can. Yeah, we can.
In case you don't see me moving the screen, kindly stop me, okay? Right. So since everyone can hear me, today I am going to take you through something that I'm very passionate about, which is actually knowing your consumer's pulse. Be it a big brand or be it a startup, be it at whatever stage you are in your business, being consumer centric is a key ingredient to your success, right? I moved on to the other slide. Can you all see it, or am I still on the first slide? I'm just checking.
Now we can see the second slide.
Okay, great. So to continue with, why is knowing your consumer, why is consumer research so important? Can anyone answer that? Because I want this to be a two-way conversation. Anyone? Hello?
Anyone who wishes to answer, or simply unmute themselves.
Okay. I'm sure there is no right or wrong answer. You can try.
Knowing
In
your
the interest of
consumer
time,
might help you to understand the pain points of the consumers and pitch a
that's
better
right.
product or service to them.
That's right. That's great. So thank you for that. While that is very valid, it is a key ingredient to your success, simply because consumers are humans at the end of the day, and whatever product or service that you do, it's to serve them, and consumers are you and me. So, as rightfully my previous colleague told that mentioned that consumer research really helps you to understand their needs, what they're struggling with, what their aspirations are, what convenience they're seeking for. That's one area. Then the other thing is, it really helps you to validate your business idea. Now, I want to ponder here generally, if you are a brand manager or if you are a company owner, if you are, if you have a startup idea, Most of us are very emotionally attached to our ideas, and sometimes, we can be in the cloud. Um, but if we actually step down and, we talk to a couple of customers or consumers saying, well, this is your business idea, we can actually validate that to see how realistic it is. The second thing is not only validation. You can also refine your product and service. You can redefine. You can always get their feedback. Some, will be very relevant, and you can actually add more value. And the last important point is that it will really help you to understand how you could build your long term relationship with your customer. So, these are four key takeaways as to why it is important to really understand your consumer, because your consumer understanding is your key ingredient to your success. So, where do we start? Um, the previous speakers, I think even yesterday and today, stressed upon knowing your target audience. This is a key fundamental. I'll tell you why. Particularly if you are a startup, um, you may be working on another 9 to 5 job, or maybe you are not, you are only having this business. So your resources are pretty limited. So when I say resources, money, energy, time, teams are pretty limited. You wouldn't want to spread too thinly, and you will have to use your resources pretty wisely. And also, it really is poignant to stick to your target audience, because that will really help you to fashion your product, your promotion, your price, all that you do towards them, and you're razor sharp in what you're going to offer. So, when I say understanding your target audience, I suggest you really, draw up a particular consumer. It can be fictional, give it a name. Figure out what gender, what age, where does he or she live, are they married, are they not married, do they have children? What is their behavior? Do they go to the shop or do they shop online? How often, how not, what are their interests? Do they like to go to rock concerts, or are they big foodies? Do they like to travel? So, really have a structure of who your customer is. Once you have that, then you know who you are supposed to talk to. So, how do we conduct our customer research? In this day and age, pretty much a majority of things happen online. But as startups, or but as any brand manager or anyone, I would encourage you to actually have chats. So invest in some chats. Now you may turn around and tell me, look, Bianca, I'm a startup. I don't have money to invest in, high profile research. But my advice to you is that, okay, yes, we all have limitations on our investments. At least talk to 15 to 20 customers or consumers of your target audience before you go for a launch. Now, something interesting here I want to bring to note is that, be it at whatever stage of your business, make sure to allocate time, effort, and investment for customer research. This is of imperative importance, because a few hours ago, I think all of you are familiar with the juice brand Tropicana, spent billions of dollars in doing a packaging change. And they changed the entire packaging. I believe there was no customer research or anything done. There was an utter failure. So, whatever it is, at whatever stage you do, please do talk to consumers. And if you do have some money, and if you think that your business idea is big and your risk is higher, please do invest in some focus group studies, in some mini group studies to really understand customers. And apart from that, you can also conduct online questionnaires. I mean, there are enough platforms where you can do it free of charge. And also, in this day and age, there is a lot of content which is free. There are sites called We Are Social. You can make a note of it if you want to, which has all the social media statistics throughout the world, by region, by country, on various platforms. So you have that statistics available. So it has in terms of Facebook users, what types of users, and all the platform, Reddit, TikTok, you name it. It's there, and it's free of charge. And you have certain industry sites as well. So, for an example, if you are in the food industry, there is a website called Food Navigator Asia, where you can go and really see the trends. Like companies like Kanta, Euromonitor, Quantum on LinkedIn, because you will see constant updates on different industries, on consumer trends, and sometimes you even get free reports where you can download. So once you have your customer persona ironed out, once you are ready, once you identified your customers, and once you've done your content reading, schedule these research times, right? And have the questions ready and ask the right questions. My sincere advice to you is that when you go in for research, be 100% present. Do not be preoccupied. Don't go with preconceived notions. Don't try to go and, force down your idea to them. Be very open to listen to what they're saying. And mind you, please leave your ego out of the door when you go in for customer research. Be ready to be surprised. Sometimes they may even give you feedback which you never even thought about. And be open to negative feedback. Don't try to always defend, because that negative input can actually be the turning point for your product and service to be successful. And sometimes you may get like very polarized input. So, for an example, I can tell you, someone at a consumer research, when you go at chats, they might say, "You look, I see if it's sauce. I have a bottle of sauce in one go." So comments like that is highly polarized. Make a note of it, but don't benchmark your growth hypothesis on it. These are some reasons go for customer research. So as I mentioned, some other interesting, you can really sort of really dig into some interesting points during the research, is that to really understand why they're using certain products, why aren't they not using certain products, who are the competitors. And when you ask them certain questions, always probe. So for an example, if you ask them, let's say if you are launching a skincare brand, and you ask them, okay, so why are you very concerned about pimples? And they might say, I don't look good. So you need to keep on probing why. So why is not looking good a problem? Sometimes it might be quite obvious, but it's always great to probe and always keep questioning your customer or consumer. And be very mindful of what verbatim is used. What verbatim is used to describe the product, to describe the experience, to describe what their families feel. So if you are a particular food brand, and if it is targeted at family meal times, you can ask questions of, so what does your family feel once they've had a happy meal? How do you describe it? And sometimes they may use very specific verbatim, which you may want to make a note of, which later on you may use in your marketing campaign. So when you actually use consumer verbatim in your marketing campaign, it makes it very relatable. Thereby, they find it very relatable in their context. And them choosing your brand is sort of gives you a higher chance as well. And when you do your consumer research, understand where they spend time online. What do they watch? What do they watch on Netflix, or do they watch on local cable TV? What do they watch on YouTube? What websites do they go for? What kind of influencers do they look at? Where do they shop? How often do they shop? And most importantly, note the facial expressions, how it lights up, how they get sad. Note the tonalities of voice. So, doing consumer research is very, very, very interesting. Sometimes you may get the chance of even going to their houses. You might even get the chance of, watching them cook. Actually, consumer research is so important for product development and your entire strategy development. So, once you do your research, come back, and you will probably, when you look at your notes, you may see similarities, differences, and anomalies. You may want to bucket it. Mm, and once you bucket it, you can make certain connections and you can develop an insight. Actually, developing an insight is another whole exercise of its own. I can give you a very interesting example
Excuse
of
me,
a
Ms.
very
Bianca, if you could just wrap it up soon.
yes. So I will just give a quick example and I will wrap it up. There is a very famous men's deodorant brand, and so when they did their customer research, they did it on young women, and so young women like to date men, and they like to date men if they smell nice. Also, some of the fragrances which they liked was chocolate. So that's when a very famous deodorant brand actually launched a chocolate fragrance in their portfolio. So when you talk to consumers, you can really understand what their triggers are, what their barriers are, and you can really enhance your product offering. So, and I'm not going to take much of time right now. So I just told you on how you should conduct your customer research, and this helps your 4Ps, your product, place, price, promotion, and it really helps you on, gives you cues on how you enkindle and how you rekindle your brand love. So think through your customer's journey, be it an app, be it any product, really think through, understand what customers are going through. So because my time is up, I will wrap up my presentation, and I thank you and I hope I added some value. And you can reach me at on bianca.haputantri@gmail.com. And thank you very much.
Sure. I would like to request you, Ms. Bianca, to kindly share your email ID in the chat box so that anyone can
I
reach
will.
out to you personally. And
I
further,
will.
moving ahead, I would like to invite Ms. Swastika Pandit to share her insights.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Great. Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me to this meeting. Also, could you please share my presentation? I've shared it with you.
Sure, just a minute. Is it
All right.
visible?
Yeah. Thank you so much. Okay, so thank you everybody who has speak so far for sharing your insights. It's been really nice hearing you all, and I'd like to add some more. So I hope I could add some more value to what you've talked about. My focus on this presentation will be primarily on brand building. So moving on. So, to introduce myself, I'm Swasti. The goal of my session today is to turn the chaos that is brand building into a bit of clarity. I want to discuss some core concepts in marketing and branding and how you can use them in your business better. So, what makes me capable of standing here and talking to you is I have been working in marketing for 5 years now, and I'm also studying marketing currently at one of the top universities in the UK, which is Durham University. So I won't talk too much about myself. Moving on, for today's agenda, uh, there are four main topics that I want to talk about. Firstly, we'll go over how to find a sweet spot for your business to be in the market. What is the perfect strategic fit for you? And then we'll give you some time to think about your business and your business idea if you're not yet starting a business, and the direction that you might want to take it in. So I want you to think about what your business truly is. Second part will be primarily a thinking exercise. Thirdly, we'll go over consumer journeys and how we may be able to influence consumers at each stage of these. Finally, we'll focus on different stages of brand building in line with consumer journeys. So, as the consumer moves from learning about your brand to loyalty and through different purchases in between, our brand is also going through a process in building our connection with the journey. So I want to give you a vision of where you might want to invest in that. Next slide, please. So, talking about the strategic fit, first off, how do you know where your brand should be positioned? When building your strategy, there are three key things that you have to look into: what your customers need, what your company is able to give, and what the competitors are offering. And your sweet spot lies right in the orange area right there, which is the capability that your company has and your customer needs, but your competitor is not uh, possibly able to fulfill it. So that gives you a advantage over any of your competitors, and that connects you right with your customers. Next, it is very important that we study our customers in detail and understand our unique standing against our competitors. It is important to understand our own offerings and what our business is. As my colleagues have already talked about target audiences, I'd like to go more into business and how we can recognize our business and how we cater our customers better. Next. So, what is your business? I'd like to start with a case study from Starbucks. So, take a moment to think about this. What do you think Starbucks business is? If you would like to answer, I'd be happy to receive some answers. If not, I would happily move on. So, take a moment to think about this and let me know if there's any inputs in here. You can throw it in chat. Next slide. So is it coffee? Is it the hospitality that it offers? Next. What I would say is uh, Starbucks is in the business of distribution and real estate. So hospitality is one of them. But the coffee itself, can you go to the next slide, please? The coffee itself, that's their product. That is not the business that they are in. They are in the business of real estate and hospitality, but the coffee is the product, which is not necessarily the business. So you have to understand the difference between your product and your business. You have to understand what your distribution is, where you're selling, how you're selling, and the difference between that and the product that you're selling. Next slide, please. So, why is this important? Because if you focus on building your distribution channel instead of your product, people tend to stay in your distribution channel and consume your products and services as long as you have goodwill. So, if you focus on just one product, let's say you sell on Amazon or on any other e commerce platforms, you have the money that you get, and Amazon takes some commission off of you, but you don't have the consumer. You don't have your own consumers, you don't have your own distribution network, and you don't have the data. And if you focus on the distribution channel, if you focus on what the core of your business is, where you sell your product, you have your products and services, and you have your consumers with you, and you can work on building goodwill, which will eventually lead you to be able to sell more products, to have more data that is realistic and that will bring your customer together with you. So next, going into the next slide. So how do we build this? Through building authentic and direct connections with your audience. It is very important that we have some sort of direct connections, whether it be online or offline. It is uh, I know that e-commerce is a very enticing thing to do, which is something that I would do for my clients as well. But along with that, it is very important that you have a direct link with your customers. So you have the data there, you know what to do with it, and you know how to use the data effectively to gain new customers. Through having your consumer data on hand with you, you can grow your business more. And if you're just focused on the product, you might just be growing the product instead of your overall business. uh, Moving on, so I'd like to talk about consumers' journeys a bit, because I've talked about the product a bit, and I would like to, at the end of this, I'd like to connect both of these. So, going into focusing on consumer buying journeys, there are basic 5 steps that we usually talk about that to represent our consumers buying journey. Now, of course, we could break them down into several other stages. We can go back and forth between stages till the consumer comes to a decision. But to keep it very simple, we'll be discussing these 5 stages, which are needing recognition, information searching and processing, identification and evaluation of alternatives. That is when the customer identifies your product and also evaluate what other products there might be. And number 4 is purchase decision, which is when the customer finally makes a decision on what they want to buy. And the last one here is post purchase behavior, which is whether they are going to buy from your brand again, whether they are loyal to them, whether they choose to switch. So there are different ways in decision making that a customer might go about. There's complex decision making where they might go back and forth between each of these stages. They might need recognition over and over. They might identify, evaluate alternatives, and then go back into needing information searching and processing again. While there's also a simple decision making process which goes in 3 steps, with needing recognition, purchase decision, and post purchase behavior. And in each of these stages, there are things in brand building that we're constantly doing. So, moving on, could you please go to the next slide? So, how this connects to our brand building is we go through these different stages and we communicate with our customers as the stage they are in. So, if some of our customers might be in the purchase stage, some might be in the purchase stage, and some might be in the post purchase stage. And there is different types of communications that we'll have to do for them. Through pre-purchase, we might build and invest on advertising and PR, so they are aware of our brands, they know who we are. And in the purchase phase, there's distribution, there's stores, how we place our products in the stores, and there's a lot of other things like making customer able to buy your products. For post purchase, there's loyalty, there's customer service, there's warranty, so they have that guarantee that they come back to our brand. So in these stages of brand building, it is very important for us to understand where we want to invest the most amount of money. It is true that all these stages are very important and they should go hand in hand, but there is some that we have to prioritize and some that we don't prioritize as much. Next slide, please. So let's draw a comparison between all of
Excuse
these.
me, Swasti, if you could just, like accelerate your presentation a bit, it would be a
Oh,
pleasure.
yeah, yeah, I'm almost done actually. All right. So if you go through all these stages, the pre-purchase stage today, as we talked about advertising and stuff, it is a bit over invested. It is in structural decline as we see. But mass media will always be important if we want to reach as many consumers as we can. However, in the purchase stage, there's a guarantee of getting real data. There's a possibility that we take data from the purchase to get to the new customers and the old customers, and we can get them back into the purchase funnel. In the post purchase stage, we can invest in post purchase intelligence. We can make calls that give us feedback on how our service is. We can invest in loyalty and advocacy, which can build through customer service and eventually get more word of mouth for our brand. So this is a short description of what stages and what actions we can take. It is fully free for you to choose what you want to invest in most. However, my recommendation would be to go for the purchase stage first, go for the stores, go for where you are seen the most. Next slide, please. So, my final thoughts for this is understanding your business, how your consumers act, and where you should invest can help you create a concrete strategy for your business. Your branding strategies and your target market are very much connected, and there's not one consumer that is in the same phase of your brand consumer journey. At different there's consumers at different stages at all times, and you'll have to invest in those different stages simultaneously. Humans are complex, and so are brands. Therefore, it is essential that we combine different strategies to bring out the best that works for our brand. So what might work for me might not work for you. And with that, I'd like to conclude my message, and I hope I shared some valuable information. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Ms. Swastika. I would request to please share your email address in the chat box so that anybody would like to reach out to you, if they can, via the email. Now I'd like to request Mr. Prajwal to commence his speech.
Thank you so much. Am I audible? Okay,
Yes,
thank
you
you
are.
so much for giving this platform for interaction. I'm very thankful for all the speakers before me, and it has been a pleasant experience so far. Without further ado, I would like to share my screen and move on with the presentation today. Is the presentation visible? Okay. Please do inform me if it's struck anywhere. So, starting the today's session, I would like to at first highlight on the fact that why do startup usually fail. So I'm starting on the negative aspect because it might have been monotonous so far, the success story so far, all the stories. Okay, so is it because of lack of funding? Is it because of lack of proper marketing? Is it because of poor idea at the first phase? Might be, might not be. Okay, let's see. Phil Levin, he's a popular entrepreneur from US. Evernote, as his company's name, said that wait until the world changes so that the important problem goes from impossible to really hard, then execute. So it kind of makes sense here. So what does he mean here is, so when you are starting a business, your business is basically solving a problem in the market. So when should you start a business? What is the right time of starting a business? So basically it is there is a phase when solving any kind of problem in the society is impossible, and there is another time it becomes really hard. It is a transition period. What Phil says is that when you start a business while it is impossible to conceive, then the chances of failure is maximum, and you should only start a business when people are aware about the problem is solvable. It is really difficult to solve it, but they have the realization that it is still solvable. Then you should start business. Again, I'll like to drop some fact put forward by Bill Cross. He is an American investor fund manager. Okay, what did he say is that there are certain constraint and parameter that lead to a company's success or failures. So basically, it starts from idea, business model, funding, team, and timing. So let's see some stats here. From his research, it is identified that 42% of the startup success is because of right timing to the business. So, like I mentioned in the previous slide, nailing down the right timing for a business start is the result. It results in maximum success, and you can see here only 14% of business fail due to the funding reasons. So it's not the funding that's always the culprit here. Another stat, very crucial stat here is team. See, it is 32% here. What we got from this research is that 32% of the business startup success depends upon having a core founding member around for a longer time, having a good relation between the core founding team, constructing a team around people, team players, rather than focusing on other aspect. So having a good team is also a crucial part of startup success. Moving ahead, uh, I'll get back to the solution side of the thing rather than just emphasizing on the problems. So startup can thrive by focusing on data-driven insight, personalized content, emerging tech, authenticity, community building, and strategic collaboration. It is all about creativity and adaptability for delivering value to the customer. So, as a marketer, what I have learned is that whatever you do is for customers. It's not for the doing the things for the sake of doing it, but any marketing effort you put forward is for the sake of customers. Again, like all my previous colleagues have mentioned, identifying your niche is crucial. I'll not spend too much time emphasizing on this, but I'd like to highlight some key features. Okay, how does identifying your niche help is it help you focus and prioritize your effort on giving the best product and service to the customer in a most efficient way possible. So basically, it helps you stand out with your features and your services rather than anything else. So if you are not wasting time in anything else, you are probably improving on your product, services, and customer experience. That is the belief here. If you have a right niche to move forward with, this process gets smoother. While moving ahead, so where do you start while identifying your niche? Identifying your niche, this process start with initial market research, then you go with audience segmentation, analyzing your competitors niche, identifying your unique selling propositions, target audience validation, like our previous speaker have highlighted on this audience validation part, and finally the product development. You improvise on the feedbacks received from the your customer or potential customer on developing your product further. Okay, product positioning is one of the very important thing while you talk about market segmentation and identifying your actual customer. So what draws your customer to the brand are these features. So it could be unique feature of your product, audience appeal, competitive advantage with the other players in the market, target customers, brand identity and value, and key differentiator. What makes your product stand out in the crowd? These are some things that make your product positioning highlighted in the market. I'll give you a short example. This is a very simple chart. It is a chart from the x-axis. You can see that it is the measure of youthfulness to maturity. On the y-axis, you can see that it is the measurement of higher price to lower price. These all are the brands that we have been familiar throughout the year. So, like I will just highlight few brands here. KitKat is a brand associated with the youth and is in the higher price segment. They have segmented their products so that they cater youth audience who have decent pocket size to buy the product itself. On the right hand side, you can see Toblerone there. So it lies in the higher price segment. but the target audience group are more matured in comparison with the products in the left side. So on, you can see with other brands in this chart. I will not go into the nitty gritty here. I'll move ahead. Market segmentation. Digital marketing is a profound way of success in this generation. So all the targeting that we do in digital marketing is the result of market segmentation. So the basic four fundamentals pillars of market segmentations are geographics, demographic, psychographics, and behavioral insights. Okay, moving ahead. Understanding your target market. This is the well discussed topic in our presentation from yesterday to today, but I'll just like to highlight some part of it to be able to pinpoint who your people are, what their needs are, what do they prefer, what are their problems and pain points, what solution you can offer to make process easier. This is the basic highlight of what happens when you identify your target market. Like our previous speaker mentioned, I have created a demo dummy buyer persona for electric vehicle enthusiast. She's a female, 32 years old, lives in an urban area. She's a marketing professional, and she is concerned about low energy emission, high fuel efficiency. These are some of, like I have highlighted there. There are some pain points in this, some concerns of her in this uh, buyer persona, and her behavioral aspect and demographical aspect as mentioned in the market segmentation slide. Okay, finally, okay, content marketing. It is the most used term in digital marketing, especially with the rise of digital marketing. This term has been overly exploited. I believe that hitting the audience where it hurts the most is the key as a marketer to get the necessary traction to have a successful marketing campaign. Content creation must have an intent, proper vision, clear definition of objective. That is what I believe. So basically, while doing a marketing from the seat of a marketer, I see that entertaining your audience, persuading your audience, inspiring your audience, and educating your audience are the major message pillar while doing content marketing. This is something rising startup owners should take into account. These are very important part. I'll give a short and small example for all of them. In entertainment, you can take the example of Red Bull Extreme Sports. They are pushing all the adrenaline rushing video, accelerating videos in their social handles. They are trying to highlight their lifestyle, adrenaline, adventure. So basically, they are trying to entertain their audience in their social handles. Moving ahead, we can see that it's persuasion. I'll take the example of Apple here. Apple are known for masterful presentation, product definition, storytelling. Their storytelling is actually hooking. They are the hook point, and you cannot get eyes of the presentation sometimes. Highlights, benefit, ensure competitive advantage, and majorly the last point, exclusivity and ecosystem is what they push in every of their presentation. That is to get the persuasion part right. Again, next example is Nike's example. They always focus on athletes overcoming challenges and pushing the limit. They are always looking to inspire the audiences. So basically, they are not just trying to sell their products. They're there to sell the lifestyle and mindset. You wear a Nike, you are a winner. That is something they want to sell. Finally, educate. You can take an example of HubSpot Academy. They are selling a course. They are selling course in multiple dimension. They establish themselves as industry leader and trustable authority. They uh, people actually they whatever they speak, people actually believe in that. So they have that trustworthy aura about them. So that's what expertise does. You can educate your audience. So another thing I would like to highlight as a content marketer and a startup owner to for while they have to prioritize content marketing, they have to find their narrative. There is something called brand archetype. So there, this term, have you heard that? Presenting your brand as a hero. So people, the big brands, multinational brands have a depiction of their brand as certain avatar. Some are heroes, some are creators, some are explorers, some are outlaws, some are lovers, some are everyman, some are caregivers. So there are different archetypes. I'll take an example of brand being a hero. What motivates a brand? So basically, a hero, if you talk about a hero, what makes a hero? What are the fundamental constant of hero? His journey, his motivation, his vision, his ideology, his obstacles. The hero moment, the moment he realizes his power and the things he had to do and sacrifice for the greater good, and doing it for the society actually. So this fundamental narrative should be associated with branding, making your product the hero. So what problem are you solving? What kind of solution you are pitching? What is your vision as a brand? Where do you want to take the user and customer experience to? What do you want your customer to feel while they are using your product? These are certain narratives you must have association with your products. These are some of the brand who used hero archetype to succeed. The popular brands are Nike, US Army, and Gatorade. Going ahead, uh, it was discussed yesterday. Not all the social media channels are right for you.
Excuse
It is
me,
said
Prajwal,
that
if you could
omnipresence
just
can be
wrap it up
overwhelming
in
and
2 minutes.
ineffective at times. So we should always focus on media channels which are relevant to our niche and has good user penetration. So at the end of the day, you are creating content. You are spending a lots of your company funds on making content that is for your potential customer to consume it, right? So basically, you have to make sure that the penetration of the audience is very good in the any handle you choose. So before choosing a social handle, you have to first tick these following criterias. So you have to check the content's suitability for the platform. So visually appealing content are for Instagram, tech information are for Twitter or X, a microblogging site. Visual storytelling is for YouTube. You have to identify that. You have to also identify what your competitors are doing. The major part, what people usually miss out is resources and capacity of your team. You should never negate this fact. You have a small team, then you have to start small. Every successful YouTube channel started small. You have to take that case study into the account. And affordability, you cannot pump in high budget at the very beginning. Another thing is that why social media marketing is important for startup,
Excuse me, Prajwal,
and
if you could just
these are some
wrap
of the
it up
reasons:
soon, it
cost
would be a
effective
pleasure.
marketing, brand awareness, engaging with the audience, trend analysis, open market for competition, connection with the customers. All of the touch points were highlighted in previous presentation, so I will not take more time in that. So that was for startups. This is for growth seekers. How do the social media marketing benefits the growth seekers? Scalable audience reach, lead generation, product and service promotion, customer retention, and data driven approach. Next is I'll take a small moment. I'll conclude it as soon as I can, but I'll give you a small case of a brand that I handled from the very origin. It is a watch brand in Nepal called Alma Artis. So it was a very budding brand when I got associated with them. So what did we do in Alma Artis was consistent presence. So content creation have had been this day in day out. That we have never missed out on creating contents. We have been creating content for catering different kind of audience. So there is a factor of consistency there. I'm sorry. And another thing is product and brand storytelling. So basically, what they are selling is they are not only selling the watch itself, but they are giving a story to their customer. They are giving in the form of they are telling stories of customers' journey. They are embarking their customers' journey on the back of their watch. They are trying to create a connection with the customer there. Another aspect is user generated content for social grouping. They are always encouraging their audiences to get interact with the brand, post the pictures, always stay relevant with the time. If they are launching the new series of watch, they ask shout out to the previous customer to share their experience, testimonials. They are always social proofing. Finally, I'm at almost the end of my presentation. Paid ads and data-driven approach is a key success factor in these 2023 especially. So what it help in is having a targeted reach, having a random reach. Reaching people is different. While you have a specific niche, you need to hit the right spot. Like mentioned in the previous presentation, there is a sweet spot in marketing. So in paid marketing, while you're spending bucks, you have to be able to guarantee that the reach you get is effective reach. And paid ads are cost effective method of reaching to your customer. They give you measurable insight, and they give you proper visibility. They give you the option of retargeting. All the e-commerce success in last few years is the sole contributor to all the success in e-commerce worldwide is retargeting and remarketing. People, the data the companies are gathering about their consumers, the user experience, their interest and behavior, their interaction in the social handles and website, allow the companies to provide efficient form of content delivery. People are only seeing the content or product they previously engaged with. So paid marketing has allowed this to happen. Again, the result of all the above steps is that you get diversed deep into the audience insight. So you get every information about your audience. So where they are reaching, from where they are reaching out, what do they like, what do they dislike. So everything can be seen there. So there are certain advantages of data driven marketing. So informed decision making is one of them. Understanding customer behavior, performance monitoring, identifying market trends, product and service improvement, risk mitigation, customer personalization. Okay, at the end of this presentation, I have collected some of the tools and some of the points for budding marketers and startup owners to focus how generative AI, the rise of generative AI, can help them actually enhance their marketing and brand building process. So, using a generative AI system will help you brainstorm idea and create in the ideation process, automating content creation is one other aspect generative AI is helping. Creating visuals, sentiment analysis, chatbot, and conversational AI for customer service. These are some of the features generative AI tools are providing. Some of the tools I have highlighted for you so that you can have you can use it and you can benefit it for yourself. ChatGPT, everyone knows. There is another tool called copy.ai. It is for effective copywriting. Midjourney is image generation tool. Similarly, DALI.ai is also an image generation tool. You can use tools like HeyGen for video creation and voiceover. So I think that is it for my presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Prajwal, for your amazing speech. Please share your email address in the chat box so that if any one of our audience has any questions or seeks further information, they can simply reach out to you via the email address. Once again, we thank all our panelists today for joining us and sharing their insights and knowledge. As we come to the close of this remarkable conference, we would like to express a heartfelt appreciation to each and every one of you. The knowledge shared, the insights gained, and the connections made throughout these two sessions have all contributed to the success of this event. We are truly grateful for your appreciation and participation. As we wrap up this conference, we would like to kindly request all attendees and speakers to take a moment to provide your valuable feedback and reviews on Google Meet. Your input and thoughts are highly appreciated as they will help us improve further events and continue delivering high quality conferences. Thank you for your participation and for being an integral part of this remarkable conference. We do look forward to all your reviews and hope to see you on session 3 of Conference 2.7 tomorrow evening. Until we meet again, stay inspired, keep dreaming, and continue to strive for excellence. Thank you and farewell for now.